Everything's bigger in Texas, and the 4-6's ranch proves it. In the heart of wild country where cowboys don't just ride, they survive, comes a new chapter from the Yellowstone universe. The 66666 trailer isn't just teasing a show. It's pulling us into a legacy built on blood, dust, and loyalty. This isn't the Dutton's land anymore. This is the untamed South, where every mile is a challenge and every silence holds a secret. Before we break down the trailer, we need to understand what makes the 66666 ranch so special. The 4-6's isn't just a fictional place created for the Yellowstone universe. It's real. It stretches across almost 266,000 acres of Texas land and has been around since 1870. The ranch is known for raising some of the best cattle and horses in the country. It's not just a piece of land. It's history carved into the dirt. The show's creator, Taylor Sheridan, bought the real-life ranch in 2022. He wanted to tell stories that honor its traditions, its grit, and the men and women who live and work on the edge of civilization. If Yellowstone showed us what power looked like in Montana, then 66666 is about what survival looks like in Texas. There are no fancy offices or courtroom battles here. It's sweat, steel, and saddle sores. In Yellowstone, the 4-6's ranch first came up when Jimmy Hurdstrom was sent there to become a real cowboy. Fans loved Jimmy's character arc, and the ranch felt different, more raw, more punishing. In fact, that's what set the idea for a spinoff in motion. Sheridan knew there were deeper stories to be told in that world, where old-school cowboys still live by honor, hard work, and harsh rules. From what the trailer shows, 6666 will focus less on family drama and more on the hard life of working on the land. This series doesn't look like it wants to copy Yellowstone, it wants to expand it. The tone is rougher with a stronger Western vibe. Gone are the suits and political games. Now we have dusty roads, roaring horses, and characters shaped by fire, loss, and endless workdays. And that's what fans seem excited about. The 4-6's ranch is more than just a backdrop. It's almost a character itself, silent, unforgiving, and proud. It doesn't bend for anyone. That's the legacy the show is trying to honor. In this place, you don't inherit power. You earn it, with every bruise, every long night, and every sacrifice. That's the story 666 wants to tell. Real cowboys, real struggle, and a world that doesn't care if you're tired or broken. It only cares if you can ride again. Now that we understand the legacy of 6666, let's move into what the trailer shows us. Because even in less than 2 minutes, it drops clues, reveals tension, and sets a tone that screams, "This ain't your average Yellowstone story." The trailer doesn't ask for attention. It grabs it like a lasso around your chest. It opens with silence. Not peaceful silence, but the kind that feels heavy, like something's about to go wrong. Dust floats in the air. The camera pans over wide, empty fields, then cuts sharply to a cowboy gripping a fence with bloodied hands. Right away you feel it. This place doesn't forgive weakness. One of the first images we see is a group of cowboys galloping across the plains, but they're not riding for show. The music is gritty, pulsing like a heartbeat, and each rider looks focused, almost desperate. Then a voice cuts through the scene. "You don't work the land here, the land works you." That line sets the mood for the whole show. This isn't about glory or wealth. It's about grit, the kind that gets under your skin and stays there. We see glimpses of familiar faces. Jimmy Hurdstrom, now seasoned, scarred, and more serious. He's not the wide-eyed ranch hand from Yellowstone anymore. He looks like someone who's seen things, survived things. There's a short shot of him looking over the fields, hat low, face unreadable. Then he's shown helping another young cowboy off the ground, saying, "You don't quit here. You bleed, you crawl, but you don't quit." That's not just character growth. It's a mission statement. Other quick flashes reveal conflict boiling just under the surface. A ranch hand yelling at someone to get out before it's too late. A mysterious stranger arriving at the gates in a beat-up truck. A man holding a shotgun standing guard at the bunkhouse. And then, something unexpected. A fire spreading across a dry field while cowboys rush to contain it. The trailer doesn't explain why, but it shows enough to make you worry. There are also emotional moments tucked between the tension. A cowboy kissing a woman's forehead before riding off at dawn. A small child running barefoot across the dirt yard to hug their father. These little glimpses remind us, behind all the toughness, these people are human. They love, they fight, they carry pain quietly. That's what makes the stakes feel real. The visuals are raw and grounded. The lighting is golden but harsh, like the Texas sun itself is part of the challenge. The sound design is sharp. Boots hitting gravel, cattle grunting, fences creaking in the wind. Every second of the trailer is built to remind us, life on the 4/6s isn't just hard, it's unforgiving. And still, people choose to stay. Most exciting is how different this feels from Yellowstone, where Yellowstone mixed ranch life with political games and power struggles. 66666 is going back to basics. The only power here is survival. The land doesn't care about your name or legacy. It only responds to effort, sweat, and silence. And that makes this series feel fresh, even dangerous. As the trailer ends, we hear one last line from an older voice. You don't find peace here. You build it fence post by fence post. Then the screen cuts to black. Just the number 6666. No music, just the wind. A trailer can't tell a whole story, but the faces it shows can speak volumes. And in 6666, every face feels worn, tested, and battle-hardened. We don't see heroes here, we see survivors. The kind of people who've been knocked down by storms, kicked by wild horses, and still stand up before the dust settles. And at the center of it all is Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy Hurdstrom is back, and he's not the same man we knew from Yellowstone. Gone is the unsure young ranch hand who struggled to ride a horse. In his place is a quiet cowboy with scars, both seen and unseen. In the trailer, he doesn't say much, but his silence speaks louder than words. There's a moment where he stands alone, watching the sky darken as smoke rises in the distance. His jaw clenches. He doesn't flinch. This is a man who's found his place right in the middle of chaos. It's no surprise that Taylor Sheridan brought Jefferson White back for this role. Jimmy's journey was one of Yellowstone's most emotional arcs, and now he's stepping into a lead role, and it looks like he's carrying the weight of the entire ranch on his shoulders. But Jimmy isn't alone. The trailer introduces us to a range of new characters, faces we don't know yet, but can already feel curious about. One of the most striking is a tough-looking woman in her 40s, wearing a weather-beaten hat and a hard stare. She walks through the bunkhouse like she owns it, and maybe she does. Some fans believe she might be the ranch boss, or someone tied to its hidden past. Either way, she's clearly not someone you cross. Then there's the silent rider. The camera shows him from behind. Broad shoulders, dark coat, riding into a storm. We never see his face. Some believe he's a new drifter. Others think he might be an old enemy returning. The mystery is intentional, and the trailer plays it smart, teasing, but never telling too much. We also catch a glimpse of a young cowboy, maybe 17 or 18, with a nervous face and trembling hands. In one scene, he drops a tool and quickly picks it up, eyes wide with fear. Jimmy puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "It's not about being perfect, it's about not giving up." It's a passing moment, but it shows us the mentorship theme might run deep in this series. The cast seems to be a mix of old and new blood, people with something to prove and others with nothing left to lose. And from what the trailer reveals, there won't be a lot of soft-hearted scenes. These characters are tough because they have to be. The ranch demands it. The land demands it. Emotions get buried deep and trust is earned slowly. Fans are already buzzing about potential guest appearances from Yellowstone regulars, maybe even Rip or Case in a cameo. While nothing is confirmed, the trailer leaves just enough space for those theories to grow. But even without them, the strength of the new cast is clear. Taylor Sheridan's casting style is about more than star power. He looks for actors who can wear the dust, carry the silence, and live inside the pain. And that's exactly what 666 feels like. Real people, hard lives, and no easy way out. It doesn't take a full episode to feel it. The trailer hints at something deeper brewing beneath the dust and spurs. 66666 isn't just another cowboy show. It feels like a warning, a quiet storm building over Texas soil. And while the trailer gives us just fragments, those fragments speak of legacy, survival, and a ranch on the edge of something bigger. So, what could the story really be about? One possible thread is conflict over land, not just between neighbors but between ways of life. In Yellowstone, the land was about power. In 666, it might be about purpose. The trailer shows fences being torn down, strangers riding in from nowhere, and brief flashes of fire eating away at the dry grass. That doesn't just suggest danger, it suggests change. And change, on land this old, never comes without a price. Then, there's Jimmy. He's no longer the learner, he might be the leader now. The trailer frames him not as a sidekick, but as someone being watched, tested, maybe even challenged. There's a shot of him standing at a meeting of cowboys. Tension. In the air, eyes locked on him. Is he being trusted with control of the ranch? Or is he the outsider still trying to earn his place? Maybe both. Either way, Jimmy's growth is likely the emotional anchor of the story. Another strong possibility is that the ranch is in crisis. Not just physically, but morally. We see flashes of shadowy deals, whispered conversations in the dark, and a scene where one cowboy throws down his badge in disgust. It suggests internal tension. Maybe not everyone agrees with how the ranch is being run. Could there be a power struggle? A betrayal? A new boss who wants to modernize what was always meant to stay wild? One line in the trailer stands out. We lost something out here and we're not getting it back. It could be talking about more than people. It could mean tradition, honor, or a code that's fading fast in today's world. Maybe 66666 will focus on the pressure of holding on to old values in a time that no longer respects them. A battle not just with enemies, but with time itself. And let's not forget the mysterious characters teased, like the woman who walks with a limp, but stares down a dozen cowboys, or the rider in black who speaks to no one but always seems to be listening. These aren't just background roles. They feel like keepers of secrets, people who know something about the ranch's past that could destroy its future. Some fans believe 66666 will dive into dark history, maybe hidden crimes, old grudges, or blood debts passed from one generation to the next. After all, a ranch that's been around since 1870 didn't survive on good luck. It probably has bones buried deep, and stories that were never supposed to be told. There's also the question of connection to Yellowstone. Could Dutton family decisions ripple into this storyline? Could enemies of the Duttons try to strike through their southern ties? Or is this a completely new war with fresh players and old rules? Whatever the story turns out to be, one thing is clear. 66666 isn't trying to be safe or soft. It wants to be something rougher, more rooted in the raw heartbeat of the land. A place where no one is untouchable, and survival isn't guaranteed. And that's what makes it so exciting. This isn't just a sequel, it's a test. For the characters, and for the audience. How far are you willing to go to hold on to what matters? How hard will you fight to defend something that might already be lost? It isn't asking for loyalty. It's daring you to earn it.